What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about 5 things narcissists do to distract and disturb your peace. And it normally starts in the morning. Narcissists love to wake you up out of a much needed good sleep. They do this because they can't stand to see someone at peace. Narcissists will stay up all hours of the night. And if they do fall asleep, it's only probably for a couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours at the most. Probably not even that much. They don't get very much sleep because their minds are always wandering. They just can't turn their minds off because they're always plotting. And see, they're not at peace with self. So it's like they're constantly on the go, always thinking of something. And they can't be alone with these thoughts. They need to include someone in on it. They need to get your input. They need to know that somebody else can probably offer up some advice to help them with whatever it is they're planning to do. Sometimes they just don't like to see people sleep. They don't like to see people because when you're sleeping and you're having a peaceful sleep, if you've had a long day at work or just any reason to sleep, just to be getting some rest. They hate to see that. They'll get up in the middle of the night and make noises to wake you up. They'll be, on the phone real loud. They'll wake up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and want to vacuum, run the vacuum, or do laundry. Anything that starts a noise that's a constant noise, that'll wake you up and it'll probably keep you up. And then the moment that you're up, and if you question them, they get mad about it. Like, well, sometimes they even throw in your face, well, I can't sleep and it's too much that needs to be done and all of this should have been done before I got home, or something like that. They'll just find an excuse out the blue to disturb you. And when you call them out on it, they get mad and come up with things like that they weren't thinking of earlier. So they picked the perfect timing to do it because, to be honest, it's payback. They're really doing it to pay you back for some reason. Narcissists have many reasons to disturb your peace, but it all has to do with, what they're dealing with. It has nothing to do with you. Nobody deserves that kind of treatment, and everybody deserves some proper rest. So that's why they disturb your sleep, which disturbs your peace. It may have you groggy at work. It may have you snapping people up at work. You may not be able to focus. You may be falling asleep at work. It'll mess you up if your sleep pattern, if you're constantly drinking coffee to stay alert, because now you can't sleep at night, and it'll mess up your, it's just gonna mess you up, and they know this. I remember when I was working, well, I still work with her some days, but thank God it's no more than an hour and a half every other day. And I don't really have to deal with her that long throughout the day. And I could cut that time down short. The faster I finish my work, the faster I can get the hell on out of there. So trust me, it has gotten much, much better dealing with the evil narc who I spoke about more than anything on this channel. But I remember back when we were, socializing and everything, and she wanted to start this carpool mess, just a way to hoover or love bomb. Because I'm like, well, I got a car. Why do you stress come picking me up sometimes? So I took her up on it, and I noticed that she would get here earlier than she needed to be. Until one time, it's like they start to train your mind to think you have to do something. Narcissists will really get inside your mind because you're not thinking straight after dealing with them for so long. Till I had showed up to work one morning with the sleep lines on my face, eyes pink as I don't know what, and it's like, this was one of the mornings that she texted and said, I'm not going to be able to make it, but don't forget, we need to be here super early. The earlier we come in, the earlier we can leave. I don't know what was going on that day, but sometimes we can do it like that. So I showed up and it's like, I made an entrance that she was preparing everyone else for by clowning the way that I look. And I was like, you set this up. All I could think about is you wanted to humiliate me and make it look like I'm trying to keep up with you. And I really was. It's like in my mind I was beginning to feel like I had to keep up with her and do everything that she suggested. And really it was when you really think about it, when you're done with the narc and all of that and you sit back and just think about things that they did and think about how you respond to it, it was like, why was I doing all that? Like they really tricked you into believing that it was necessary, and then you be mad at yourself for a minute and then you hate them for doing it to you because their whole intentions was to humiliate you for whatever reason. So yeah, narcissists, they disrupt your sleep. Sorry to stay on that part for so long. I'm gonna skim through the next one. The next thing they do is do disgusting things. They have very nasty table manners. You know, they have rude outbursts. They rudely interrupt you while you're speaking about something that, people might applaud or, be proud of you about. They have to take that, the spotlight away from you out of jealousy. You know, anything that interrupts you, disrupts you, and takes your peace away. The narcissist is all for it. They are masters of this. They burp out loud and they even do things. I hate to go into details in the bathroom, and they leave things behind when it's so simple to push the button or push the thing down. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're disgusting pigs, trifling, just nasty. And they don't care. They do things deliberately to get on your nerves. They know that others may not pay attention to it, but they know you being the person you are, who is super clean, neat, free, you're going to think a way about it. Others may too, but they may adjust themselves to the behavior so much so to they just turn a blind eye to it, and they know you're going to be kind of vocal about it and point some things out. But then once you know how the narcissist, how they do things, the tactics behind it all, the reasoning for it, then you don't entertain it anymore. This pisses them off because they were trying to get to you and the plan failed. Another thing they do is cancel at the last minute by standing you up in some kind of way, and just constant broken promises, things that they know you were looking forward to. It could be things that they promised to treat you to and they canceled, and they know that you were all ready to go. You probably have spent money getting prepared for something that they promised to treat you to, and all you had to do is just go and buy the outfit for the night, and they ruin it by just canceling. And I mean, they may not even answer the phone for you. They may not even text you back. And this can go on for days. So when you finally run into them, they're going to come up with some type of, off the wall excuse, something that you shouldn't excuse. At some point, you're going to get tired of it because it's going to look like a pattern, which it is, because that's what they do. They have very bad habits. And what's going to happen is they're going to notice that you picked up on those habits. And once you start to decline anything they offer you, then they're going to push harder. And they might start to try to come through because they don't want to lose the supply. But they get their kicks out of knowing that it disappointed you that they didn't come through. See, it's like as long as you respond in the way they need you to, they're going to keep it going. Once you go the opposite direction, you're going to see something different out of them. They're going to do enough to keep you, but not enough to satisfy you. And yes, that is like breadcrumbing you, but yeah, it goes deep with the narcissist. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. They got this takeover spirit. They pretend to want to treat you to things, which really is all about them. And then they just take it over. And it takes it just takes the fun away from what you were expecting out of it. So those are the things that narcissists do to distract and disturb your peace. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you soon.